Well, thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to talk about the different types of woods to use when you're smoking your meats. Different hardwoods from different parts of the country, woods that are indigenous to that part of the country and why they're used for certain items. Join me, shall y'all? Now, today. So, being in Texas, there are three types of wood that are most commonly used for smoking meats in Texas. Now, the mesquite tree here, this one right here, is more of an arid type tree. It grows in an arid climate, so it's very common to South Texas, where it's rocky terrain. It does not need much soil, and it's a very low-lying growing tree. It only gets to 10 or 12 feet tall maximum. Rarely you see one larger if it's down in a creek bed or something where there's a little more soil, but they don't grow very tall. They grow very wide and bushy. It's a bushy type tree. Here's a picture. Okay, so the next tree that is indigenous to Texas, you'll see very commonly used, is the oak tree. There's tons of huge oak trees in Texas. There's different varieties. And this next clip is a picture of the pecan tree. Very large pecan trees growing in Texas. They grow in a sandier, deeper soil. They're very tall trees and they need deep roots to be able to stand up. Okay, so those are the main trees used to smoke meats in Texas. Now, of course, there's other things like peach, which I like a lot. There's a lot of peach trees in Texas. Applewood's a very good one. Of all the fruit trees, I think peach is my favorite. Other varieties like pear trees and other things you can use that are pretty tasty. That's the three main ones in Texas. Now let's go outside of Texas. And the reason there's so many in Texas is because Texas is such a big place. You got different regions of Texas where different things grow. You got sandy loam, you got black clay, you've got rocky terrain, you've got arid terrain, you've got desert, you've got all these different areas of Texas. That's why it's a lot of different woods used in Texas. Now, other parts of the country will use things such as hickory because it's really indigenous to that part of the country, especially the Midwest. Mountainous ranges of the Ozarks and different places like that will use hickory. That's like you get a Memphis style rib and it's going to have be smoked with hickory most of the time. Now some other things up in like the Pacific Northwest is going to have alderwood, and that's what you use for smoking your salmon and things of that nature. So every part of the country, the things that are smoked, it's kind of smoked because of the type of wood that's being used to smoke them. And that's how you get those different flavors from across the country. So for me personally, when I start to get ready to smoke some meats, I start with a nice charcoal base. This is a mesquite charcoal briquette, and then I'm going to throw some mesquite sticks on there to give it that mesquite smoke flavor. So this video is just an introduction to smoking meats. I may do a little series on this and really get into each type of wood that's used for different things more in depth. You guys leave comments below on what kind of wood you like to use when you're smoking your meats.